What's going on, everybody, and welcome in to your favorite content on the internet, the 2-hour live stream that you get every single Monday morning and Friday morning here on the Trading Stocks YouTube channel. Don't worry, if you happen to be watching this back as a past broadcast, maybe you missed the live stream, it's perfectly okay. You're still going to get all the same value you would have gotten if you were here in watching someone that's been day trading for 10 years talk about how I see the stocks moving live and in real time alongside obviously our real time stock scanner. Just make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure if you're already subscribed that little bell icon is pressed down next to the subscription button down below, just so you make sure that YouTube actually notifies you when I do go live so that you can join us and come join the live chat in the future. Okay, I actually got live on time today. We do go live 1 hour before market open every single Monday and Friday, but I like to try to get live a couple of minutes before 8:30 because, of course, as most of you probably know by now if you've been watching my content, why we like trading extended hours so much, both pre-market and after hours, is because this is usually, not always, usually the time when companies like to announce press releases, like to announce material news, and once again, usually they do that at either the top or bottom of the hour. So 8:30 is coming up here in 15 seconds. I've got my news scanner down here in the bottom left, sorted by time, and obviously if anything does go crazy, it will begin hitting the moving now as well. So let's keep a close eye here. 8:30, bottom of the hour has now hit. Give it a couple of seconds, see if any press releases pop up down here in the bottom left. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I do see a few things coming in. I do see BRAI is already up 11% on its news. Okay, that's not because of the news, though. That's because of moves from earlier. LGPS is pushing to highs here again at 8:30. This is a company that announced news at 8:17, I believe. No, this is the company that announced news at 8 o'clock. So not new news, but they do have one stock pushing up. Once again, you see how they're live and in real time. Instantly, as soon as these companies announced their press releases, they appeared on our scanner. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any of them are press releases that are really causing the stocks to move yet. But hey, still a nice example of how fast the scanner is picking up on live news. So, I mean, we'll see, obviously, we'll see. But looks like maybe the bottom of the hour has come and gone. Obviously, not every top and every bottom of the hour can be hyper interesting. Already 50 viewers in here. Good morning, everybody. Mangler, good morning. Hello. Happy Monday. Jay, good morning. Raphael, good morning. Hello. Jeff, hello. Good morning. Wolf, what's up, my friend?
SOXS.
Any advice with PLSM? Oh, hold on. My stream's freaking out. My computer's freaking out. I lost my third monitor again. I gotta go buy a new computer, I think. I watched the entire move. The entire move was crazy, but an after hours move. What you mean? PLSM? This was from this morning. Unless I'm missing something. Was there something in after hours? It doesn't look like it. This was all from this morning. Yeah, PLSM did announce news at 7 o'clock. Paulson Moore selected for Israel Israel Innovation Authority and Ministry of Health program to lead a $1 million AI development project. Nice. So this has two of the big things that we look for. Obviously, the buzzword in AI development, and then it also has a real dollar amount in the news as well. Those are two key buzzwords we look for. So I'm not super surprised to see this thing flying, especially when it has a sub 3 million share float. It's going to be very volatile. That would have been that would have been a really, really nice news headline to trade, right? I wasn't here, I wasn't live, I wasn't looking at it at 7 a.m., but that's exactly the kind of trade we look for. Now, you're asking, like, any advice on it now? No. I have no advice on it now. The way I trade, the edge that I see in the market is in getting access to news rapidly and then trading that news move based on the keywords within. Once again, we know AI development and we know seeing real dollar signs is bullish, and we know that a low float stock is going to be very volatile. So I would have taken this trade here, right? I would have gotten in as soon as I could have on the first initial move and then got out on my one below rule. Now I see no edge on a setup like this, right? Like, where's it going to go from here? I don't know. Nobody knows. Jesus doesn't know. And nobody knows where this stock is going to go from here, right? That's why I like playing that initial move, because the initial move is like, okay, hey, there's a real legitimate reason for this stock to be moving up. You have a real like built-in odds of heavy continuation right now. So you buy that and you look for that continuation, right? Now, like playing like this just feels like buying and hoping, right? It just feels like you buy and you hope that the stock goes up. So a long answer to your short question is no, I have no advice on what to do with it now because it's not in my edge. Hey Trey, can you add relative volume to the scanner? Relative volume is a part of the scanner, my friend. Stocks will only hit the moving now if they are trading heavy relative volume. Not every single stock in the market that moves at least 3% in 2 minutes hits this scanner. It also must be doing it on heavy relative volume. That's something that I've built into the back end of the scanner already. Same thing with this. Same thing with the audio alerts. There's also a volume check on the back end of this too. So not any stock on the list that hits high a day will get read out. Like you see, there's been, since LGPS hit, there's been 3 other stocks that have hit, but they don't get read out because they're not trading any consistent, like their volume sucks, right? Like BEZ hit high of day, but it didn't get read out because the volume was light. Wait, I clicked on this is the wrong stock. Oh my gosh. Here. See, BEZ went up to highs, but like it's not gonna hit, it's not gonna get called out. I rewatched your pre-market tutorial, found the buy the bid. Would have been better if I had my time and force set to extend it initially. Yep. Very important that you do get your time and force set up to the right thing if you are interested in trading extended hours. Yes. What are we looking at? LGPS is trying to push back to highs. This is a secondary move, right? Kind of like how we just talked about how I only like to trade the initial news move. Like I would only trade, well, I mean, I don't know what this news is. Announces cash dividend. Okay. This is, I'll tell you exactly why this is something I wouldn't trade. And it's not really anything to do with the news. I actually don't hate this news. It's not like something I look for. It's not something I try to trade, but at least it has a dollar sign in it, right? So like, it's not horrible news. It's not like I would vehemently try to avoid news like this. But why I wouldn't have traded this stock is because look at when the news came out, right? The news came out at 8 o'clock. The stock didn't start moving. Like this move happens at 8:20. At 8 o'clock, no one really cared, right? Like the company announced the press release, nobody really cared. And then 20 minutes later, all of a sudden it's gonna move? No. That's not for me. I would not trade that. I don't trade moves like that. If the stock doesn't react to the news right away, it's just not gonna be for me. Because this is like, pretty obviously, this is just some chat room pump, right? Because this is what chat rooms love to do this. Chat rooms love to find light volume, light float stocks that announce news and really got no reaction. Because then what does the chat room do? The admins go and they front load. So at 8 o'clock, the admins would have seen this. They probably have their own scanners that look for stuff like this. They would have front loaded. You can see 4,000 shares bought, 1,000 shares bought, 4,000 shares bought. That's them front loading. MSTZ. That's the admins of the group front loading. And then they go announce to their followers like, we're buying LGPS because look at this news, which of course, in a very light volume stock like LGPS, if you get really any sort of rapid influx like that, it's going to cause this to happen. And then the admins are selling into their followers, right? I mean, we've seen many examples of this happening, like Atlas Trading a couple years ago. All the court documents came out that literally like outlined exactly how these Discord chat rooms are doing that. But yeah, that's exactly what happened here. It's some chat room pump and dump on the basis of look at how good the news was, which is BS, because if the news was good, the market would have reacted, right? The market is efficient enough that it's not just going to miss news. The market is not going to not react to news for 20 minutes and then randomly start legitimately reacting to news. That will never, ever happen. With all the algorithms, all the hyper supercomputers that are scanning for news and everything, will never happen. The market is so hyper efficient that will never happen. So once again, whenever you see something like that happen, just understand that's what's going on, right? And that's exactly why you see it, you know, big pump, huge, just like similar size dump. Big pump, huge, similar size dump. Big pump, huge, similar size dump. Because this thing has no legitimate reason to be going up, right? There's no reason for it to be pushing, to be getting a big move. So it's dumping off the moves really, really hard. Good morning, Trey. What's up, Mark? I used the simulator this weekend. I love it. Yeah, dude, that's such a good ad, such a good value ad. If you guys missed that, you can now come into the time machine. Here, I'll just show you real quick. So if we hop into the time machine, go back to a random day. This is about a week ago on the 8th. Now you can click into any stock. So if I click into BIYA, it's going to load in the chart of what that stock looked like on this date at that time, and then you can practice your trading against it. You can go buy, you can go sell, it tracks your P&L, it tracks your position, it tracks your average, etc., etc. So you now have a paper trading simulator built into the market replay tool. So not only can you go back and like look at what the scanner would have looked like on any past date and time, but you can now like actively go back and, you know, trade the move in real time as well. Well, real time according to the time that you've gone back to, if that makes any sense. So it's like a legit practice trading now. And you can trade at any time of day, like it works in pre-market, it works in after hours, your fills are immediate. It's a very, very great way for you all to now be able to practice your trading 24/7. PLSM did that and moved an hour after the news came out. Is this another one? Oh, true. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, you're right. This one did get a big move. Hey, listen, what do we say about the markets, right? Nothing is guaranteed. Anything can happen. This one did turn into kind of a little bit more of a legitimate pump, but you're right. I wouldn't have traded this either. You're absolutely right. I didn't notice when I glanced at it earlier. Yeah, this company announced their news at 7 o'clock. It got like a little, you see like at 7 o'clock, a little attention, you know, a couple thousand shares here and there, whatever. And then no one really cared. And then look at what happens. It's trading 100 shares, 200 shares, 500 shares, 400 shares. Very, very little minimal volume. Then all of a sudden, 4,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 17,000 shares. And you can tell right about here, right about at 8 o'clock, this is when the Discord or chat room or whatever it is announced the stock to their following, and boom. Yeah, you're right. So it's another one. I didn't notice that at the time when I first loaded it in, but used it over the weekend to evaluate some of my buys last week. Yeah, so the market replay, like, or the time machine functionality has always been useful for like going back and like studying past moves, and especially like kind of why I built this and actually what I use it for. I do this every single weekend. Every single weekend, I go back through and I load in every single day from the past week, and I look, okay, what were the top gainers? What were the news of those top gainers? This is a way that I can kind of track what news is causing stocks to move right now. So it's always been useful for that, but now it's just, you know, even 100 times more useful that you can actually come in and practice your own trading as well. So yeah, I think it's a very cool tool. I'm obviously very biased, but I think it's a very cool tool. Thanks for talking about PLSM. Your lives are the best. Have a great morning. Hey, you too, Wolf. No problem, my friend. That's why I'm here, to answer stock questions. Keep them coming. The point of these live streams is to kind of, well, let's be very honest with one another. The point of these live streams is to show off the power of my scanner. I shouldn't expect anybody to buy my scanner without seeing how well it works first, how fast it loads in news, how fast it loads in the price action, etc. But secondly, yeah, I mean, look, my mission statement is to anybody that signs up or anybody that follows me is to get rid of that beginner traders lose, 90% of beginner traders lose money. I want my followers to not be like that. Listen, I'm not saying you're all going to make money. Some of you are still going to lose because this still involves work. Even when you sign up to access the scanner, et cetera, you still got to put some work in. So some of you are still going to lose. But the goal is that not 90% of the people that are signed up to my scanner or that follow me here on YouTube lose money like the rest of them. Maybe it's only 60, 70, 50%. I don't know what it is. Is the clock able to be adjusted in the time machine? Yeah, this, you can click into this and you can choose any time, yeah. Any past date, any past time, you can load it in. Do you still use 3 different strategies based on your small cap gauge? It's a good question, Super. No, not really so much anymore. I've gotten really into like, how do I explain it in a way that makes sense? When I first initially made this small cap gauge, and listen, I still use the small cap gauge. I'm not saying I don't use it because I kind of use the small cap gauge to help determine my position size and stuff like that. But I don't really use it so much to determine my strategies because now, kind of continuing on the back of the conversation we were just having, I really only trade stocks now as they announce interesting key buzzword news. I'm getting in right away. And I'm buying that, and then I'm using my 1 below rule. So I'm basically always trading like that now, rather than trying to go about having different strategies based on different price action setups, etc. Once again, I still do use the small cap gauge because I might, I might scale down if it's in the red, or I might just not even trade if it's in the red. I do that kind of sometimes too. If the small cap gauge is in the red, I'm just kind of like less interested in sitting here and staring at the markets, right? It's kind of an indicator of like, okay, I can do some other work. You know, not that I'm not looking. I'm always looking because I'm obsessed, just like the rest of you are. I can't help it, but, you know, maybe I'm paying a little bit less attention. Whereas if it's up here in the green, I'm paying more attention. I'm being more aggressive. I'm more likely to enter a trade if I see any kind of sort of interesting news, things like that. But it's not so much that I trade differently. It is like a scale of how much attention I pay and how aggressive I am with my entrances and my own position sizing, right? I tried using your replay for July 10th, 2026, but no data showed up. July 10th, 2026 on Friday. You weren't getting any data? Were you using it on that day, Joe? Oh, wait, I kind of see it happening too. Hold on, let me reload my scanner. It might have just gotten thrown off. It's obviously from Friday. Yeah, you're right. Nothing is loading in from Friday. Okay. Yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I wonder if I broke something with like a single day look back or something like that when I was working. Yeah, I'm not sure, Joe. Thanks for bringing that. I'll have to look into it. I'm not sure. I must have, obviously I've been I was in and working on the market replay a lot, building that scanner in. So I'm sure I just broke something. I'll look into it, my friend. Yeah, same to you, David. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that is. First day using your scanner, signed up on Saturday, made money on my first trade. Your scanner is awesome. That's so sick, Justin. Congrats, bro. Signed up to the scanner, first trade you took and you made money. Congrats, my friend. That should not be the expectation for anyone that's, maybe considering signing up to the scanner. Please, the scanner does not guarantee profits, but I do love hearing stories like that. Congrats, Justin. It jumbles up your entry exits if you're using it on mobile. You mean like the display? Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. Because the way I have it showing, like if you hit buy and sell a lot, they kind of just all appear on the same line. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I sort of went back and forth with the way that I was going to have the buys and sells appear on the chart. I kind of landed on this one. I sort of like it. If we can go ahead and load it in, go look at an interesting stock here. I sort of like the way that the buy kind of gives you this line because you can see exactly where you bought. But I do see what you're saying. Like if you buy and sell kind of a lot at the same price, this starts happening. Yeah, I do. I did notice that. Yeah, but I don't know. I get how it's not great, but I'll look into like other things. I did literally just release that thing, so it will continue to get upgraded and it will continue to get better too, just as the rest of the scanner has with any new feature. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Wink, but it wasn't closed this Friday. It was closed the Friday before, but I wonder if I do wonder if for some reason it got messed up or something. Did that say National Chess Day? International Chess Day is today, apparently, guys. Congrats. Wait, is it today? Oh, no, sorry. This weekend. On the 20th is International Chess Day.
LGPS.
Okay. I'm using it more than scrolling TikTok now. Good, good. It is nice that it works on your phone, huh? Now you can practice your trading literally anywhere. While you're at the office, sneaking some time on your phone, you can be practicing your trading. While you're on the shitter, you can be practicing your trading, While you're on the couch with your wife at night watching a movie that she picked, you can be practicing your trading. I had to watch the finale of, what is it, Love is Blind? No. Is it Love Island? I had to watch the finale of Love Island last night. My wife made me. I don't understand the point of those shows, but I don't know. Women like them. Any women in here? It wasn't working for me on Firefox. Opened in Chrome and it works. Okay, Rise. I'll look into that too. Must be another problem. LGPS Lima Golf Papa Sierra is pushing up again. Once again, this is the chat room pump stock, and you'll notice what has it done? Big rip, big dip, big rip, big dip, big rip, big dip. So patterns are more likely than not going to continue. Not that they always continue, but more likely than not patterns continue. So I'd be careful, but it is pushing. It is worth looking at.
VEE. LGPS.
Yeah, absolutely, Rags, I do. Because that's how I know, that label is how I know if I'm going to buy this candle or not. When I'm using the RSI rate of change strategy, because if your RSI rate of change gets greater than whatever parameter you have set, so for me it's 8, if the RSI is 8 points higher than it was the candle before, your label turns green and it tells you how many shares to buy based on also obviously your position size parameter. So that's how I know, okay, I'm buying this many shares. The market replay is instant, but Thinkorswim is too slow, being able to use the buy and sell buttons in pre-market. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, my friend. You don't have to use another brokerage now. You can use the market replay function itself to practice your trading in pre-market. Yeah. I don't know, you must have missed the conversation, but I just released this feature. You can click in the market replay function now, you can click on a ticker and you load in a chart that you can trade on. And your fills are instant, you can do it any time of day. So you can now come in, I built a paper trading simulator in my scanner that you can use in the market replay function. Yeah. So you don't have to you don't now have to be dependent on using my scanner and then having to open up a brokerage or whatever. You can practice your trading directly through the scanner now. But with live real money, well, you can't use the market replay function and trade real money. you have to use what's actually happening now to trade real money. Are you just asking what brokerage has better fills? if you are trading any kind of real size, you should probably be using a direct access software. Like Dash Trader is a direct access brokerage, meaning like it doesn't go through a clearinghouse. All your orders through Charles Schwab, so through Thinkorswim, they all go through a clearinghouse, which like takes milliseconds. It's not super noticeable. It becomes important though if you're scalping. But yeah, that's how they make their money. Let's put it this way: any free trading software, so like Thinkorswim, there's no fees, no commissions. They're making money on you, right? Like you're still the product. They're still making money on you, and the way they're making money on you is by selling your order flow through a clearinghouse, right? So you place an order, it goes to the clearinghouse, and then they place the order for you through the brokerage, and then the clearinghouse pays Thinkorswim a commission, which is how they make money on you, right? So yeah, if you want like more instant and better fills, you need to use direct access brokerages like Dash Trader, like Lightspeed, like Cobra, like, and I'm sure there's others. But with those, you're gonna pay. It's just like anything else in life. You get what you pay for, right? Like those aren't like all those platforms have fees. All those platforms have commissions. Like, nothing is going to allow you to trade and not make money on you somehow. You have to choose how that is, right? It's kind of like the same thing with my scanner. I say it all the time. Are there free stock scanners out there? Yeah, you can probably look up and find 100 free stock scanners right now, but they're going to be roughly 15 to 30 second delayed on their calls. They probably don't have live news from Benzinga like mine does. They definitely don't have Benzinga Squawk. They probably don't have filters. They probably don't have audio readouts. They probably don't have, real-time news that you can search for buzzwords on, It's like anything in life, you get what you pay for. What's the green red in the bottom panel? This is the floating P&L. This is actually not a custom study. This is something that's available in Thinkorswim, and it just shows you how much you would be up or down according to the strategy that is trading on the chart. So like you can see when LGPS, when my buy high a day and my one below rule strategy traded, it lost money here. It lost $3,100, but now it's up $3,000 on the back of this trade that is taking here. Does the market replay work for all hours of trading? Yep. You can load it in from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. The scanner works all extended pre-market and all after hours. That's true for like live too. Those of you that might want to wake up at 4 a.m. Eastern and trade, the scanner will still be there working for you. Or if you want to trade after hours into 7, 8 o'clock, the scanner will be there working for you. Using Safari and can't select the time? Okay, I'll have to look into that. I'm sure there's like some wonkiness with the market replay function, especially since how much I've been working on it. I'll put that in my notes. So maybe Firefox and Safari can't choose time on the market replay. Okay, thank you guys. Safari and Firefox market replay time. I'll look into that. All right, we got 3 minutes till the top of the hour. Nothing, we've had a lot of great conversation, I think, so far in the live stream, but as far as the stock market goes, nothing hyper exciting has happened. LGPS did push, and obviously it's been hitting the scanner. We've been sitting here watching it, but once again, it's not a stock that has just announced news or anything, so it's not been hyper interesting to me. It kind of makes these live streams fun, right? I'm very, not very, I still try to make it entertaining, but we're kind of dependent on the stock market to do interesting things to help make the live streams interesting. But I don't know. It's kind of why I like streaming in pre-market when things are a little bit more chill. It allows a little bit more like just kind of educational talk, I guess, for me to sit here and kind of do Q&As with you guys and stuff like that before the market opens and everything starts flying and we got to get hyper focused on stocks, this, that, and the other. Hey, someone just signed up using code SAVE100. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I think do we have 10 signups already today? Or is it 9? Yeah, okay, 9. We had nine new customers already this morning to the scanner. Thank you all. I appreciate you. It's been averaging like, well, I can tell you here. I'll tell you. It is, what is today? The 7th? No, the 13th. Today's the 13th, and there's been 150 new customers so far this month. So what's that? I mean, that's averaging like 11, 12 customers a day. Pretty sick, bro. LGPS announced news 39 minutes ago. 58 minutes ago. Did something else come out?
AGEN. VEEE. AGEN.
I think it's just, so their announcement is earnings, right? That's what their announcement is. It's earnings, which is what this is. You know, just on the back of it, they also announced the dividend. So that's what we get.
$9.19.
Oh, God. Sorry. VEE is moving. I'm not allowed to play. That other person you just heard talking was Charlie. So that's what this Benzinga Squawk is, by the way. Benzinga Squawk is a real live human being. His name is Charlie. On the other end of the microphone, like calling out when stocks are moving or reading out news, kind of like you just heard with VEE. I'm not allowed to play him on these live streams. Part of my contract with Benzinga is that it must be behind a paywall. I'm not allowed to broadcast Benzinga Squawk for free over the internet. But obviously, if you pay for the scanner and you sign up and you access the scanner yourself, you can go unmute and you can listen to Charlie talk throughout the day as well. A huge, huge value add to the scanner, by the way. I don't think people really grasp like how powerful that is. And that is something you will not find on other scanners. I had to talk with Benzinga for quite a while for them to allow me to redistribute this data. It's not something that they wanted to allow me to do. But we reached an agreement. Part of that, of course, being that I can't do it on these live streams. Okay, it is 9 o'clock. I do see ONCY announced news, sure, but not really getting a reaction. Not interesting news. DFNS, no, some crappy penny stock. They did just announce news. T3 defense subsidiary Ramon delivers $1.1 million order. So they do have news, and it does have a $sign in it. So it's actually not the worst thing. The only downside is it is an 11-cent stock with a 50 million share float. So penny stock with a big float, probably not going to get huge follow-through continuation. RCT with 9 o'clock news. $6.9 billion data foundation. So they got a $sign in their news, but it wasn't about them.
RCT.
Is now hitting the scanner. RCT. Okay. Got alerted here at 26 cents. Obviously, this is once again the one that we just read the news on. Red Cloud unveils Core, the operating environment that will unify trade intelligence and action, built on $6.9 billion foundation. Romeo Charlie Tango, once again a penny stock. 12 million share float though, so a small float stock. Once again, it's not gonna be for me, but it's not there's no buzzword in this news that gets me excited. I do like seeing $6.9 billion in a news headline, obviously. If it was about their company, this would be amazing. But it's just that it's built on a $6.9 billion data foundation. So it's like a call from somewhere else. But the stock is going. I signed up over the weekend and practiced all night. Nice stocking. Yeah, that's another nice thing about the market replay functionality is you can kind of practice and get a sense of how you'd like to use the scanner too. Yeah. Thank you for signing up. I appreciate you. RCT, okay. Continuing to hit the scanner. Obviously, your first alert was at 26 cents. It's at 29 cents now. What's that like? I mean, that's like a 12% move, right? 12%. Nothing wrong with that. It's not obviously insane or anything, but could you add separate sound alerts? Search news moving now in top 20 gainers. Maybe. Wonder if CTB and shares left to shorts possible to load on the scanner. No, because shares available to short is not like it's not like a static statistic, right, Ed? Shares available to short is going to depend on what brokerage you're using. Like what shares are available to short is literally a count of, okay, how many shares does Charles Schwab have in their holdings, in their reserves available for their traders to short? So it's going to be, the number is going to be different for every single broker depending on what brokerage you're using. So it's not going to be data that I can pull from or data that would really make any sense for me to pull from. RCT will hit 2 and then drop to 10 in 3 minutes. We'll see. We will see, my friend. Good morning. What's up, Courtside? Hello. Good morning to you. How we doing this morning, mi amigo? Be a huge improvement if leveraged ETFs didn't appear on the list. They don't act like small float stocks. I mean, yeah, you're right. I get a lot of requests to not show ETFs, but then there's also people that want to see ETFs. So it's like, I could probably, like the very easy fix, and I could easily do that. I could do this in 5 minutes right now. The very easy fix would be to add like a little checkbox or something somewhere, probably like here on the scanners, like a checkbox for show ETFs. You can either check or uncheck.
VEE.
My major complaint, by the way, RCT new highs. My major complaint and like my major recoil to doing that is the mission statement. One of the mission statements of this scanner is complexity on the back end, simplicity on the front end, right? I want, like, this scanner looks very simple by design. I want beginner traders, someone that like just picked up trading, to understand what's going on in this scanner. That's why you don't have a million different filters. That's why you don't have a million different like screens, different colors, this, that, and the other. I want it to be very simple. Once again, don't worry. There's a lot of complexity going on in the back end. Like how I mentioned earlier, I get asked a lot to add relative volume. Relative volume is happening. It's just happening on the back end. I don't show it on the front end because I think it would be kind of confusing for new traders. VEE, by the way, hold on, sorry. Sort of ranting here. VEE hit the scanner at 928. Probably even earlier. That's a really nice move, actually. It's like a 17-18% move when it first hit the scanner there.
VEE.
Okay. VEEE. Victor Echo Echo Echo. But yeah, that's my major recoil to adding something like that, because it just becomes another front end complexity. Like, what do you mean? Do I want to show ETFs or not show ETFs? Like, I've always just kind of like landed on the idea of just show them, and like you can just ignore them if you want to. If you don't want to trade them, don't go look at them. It's kind of why you have this nice shift hover feature too. Like you can see it'll tell you when the stock is an ETF. I don't actually see any right now. Oh, there's one. There's SOXS. See this shift. So if you hold down shift on your keyboard and hover over a ticker, you can see the sector and country. It'll tell you if it's an ETF. Oh, so it's be easy. Any updates on getting an option to export data for time matching? Oh, sorry. What do you mean export data? I think we did talk about this, JMP, but refresh my memory. What do you want to be able to export? Like the top 20 gainers list or something? Oh, exporting time machine data. I want to be able to export everything that hit the scanner that day. I'd have to look into that. I haven't looked into it yet, JMP. I don't know how big of a pain that would be. It would probably actually be a pretty big pain because the time machine works differently than the real-time scanner does. The live scanner is, I'm connected to multiple APIs. Basically, I'm a bucket collecting API data, and then I'm deciding what to display to you guys in live and in real time. That's what the live scanner is. But when you go back and you are looking at time machine data, I'm no longer just like collecting data from the API. I'm having to go out and look and pull data from the API. So it's a lot more intensive. The time machine is a lot more intensive like work on the back end than the live scanner is. I know that seems counterintuitive, like it seems like it doesn't make sense, but it is. So I don't think I'd be able to like, it's not that it can't happen. It can happen, but it would be a very long process. It would be a very, very heavy process to go export all data from a day, because I'd have to go back and I have to go pull all data from that day. It would be a lot. I think they take up space and are misleading. I mean, the point of the scanner is to show you what's moving, right? The scanner is not designed to only show you low float stocks or small stocks. The scanner will show you anything that's moving. Like we've had days where we've seen Nvidia, Apple, AMD hit the scanner. It's just not, that doesn't usually happen because of course those aren't typically the kind of stocks making moves like this, but when they do, if they do make a big move, they still hit the scanner. Yeah, maybe JMP. I'd have to look into it. Cobra, what's up, my friend? Good morning. How are you doing? It's kind of just been like the same couple of stocks all morning.
RCT.
Since I went live at 8 o'clock. Nothing, or 8:30, I mean. Nothing new has really hit the scanner. I guess except for RCT. RCT has been like the new one that popped up on news. It just like, unfortunately, it wasn't news that got me excited, so I didn't really care about this news. But hey, listen, it doesn't mean that the stock must include heavy buzzword, cool news in order for it to go up. Stocks can announce news like this that I'm not really into and still go up, right? So it's just not going to be for me. In trading, you can't focus on trying to capture every move, right? Because you never will. You never will capture every move. And when you try to do that, that's what creates like FOMO in beginner traders. Like a beginner trader might have done the same thing I did. They might have seen RCT, been like, this isn't really news that I like. It's not really news that I study, so I'm not going to trade it. But then when it rips, then they give FOMO. They're like, oh my God, it's going to go without me. Then they're like buying here and getting stopped out. And like, no, like, you just have to trade what you know, right? You just have to trade the news, trade the setups that you study, that you know are profitable over time, and leave everything else. And listen, sometimes stocks that you don't trade are going to fly, whatever. Just leave them alone, right? Don't go chase, don't get FOMO, don't go try to trade them after they've already moved when you missed your entrance. Like, no, just, okay, that one wasn't for me. I didn't capture it. It's all good. It wasn't a part of my plan, Yeah, maybe, Christopher, maybe. Do you ever get back into any trades that you exited after making a profit? Very, very rarely, courtside. I almost exclusively, if not exclusively, almost exclusively am only trading stocks as soon as they announce the news, right? That's what I feel is my edge over the market, is the ability, now that I have this scanner, now that I spend $66,000 a year on the data for this scanner, I have the ability to see news as soon as it comes out. So I think my edge over the market is that I'm able to see news, I'm able to break down news that I like or news that I don't like instantly, and I'm able to trade that move. I really like trading news in that way because it's not something that like big traders, like your floor traders on, Deutsche trade floor, or your hedge funds or whatever, they have no advantage over you in that market. Everybody gets the news at the same time. Well, put it to you this way. They do have a huge advantage over people that aren't getting live news like you guys are with this scanner. But if you have this scanner and you're getting live news just like they are, the advantage goes away. So instead of like trading against these Deutsche floor traders or these hedge fund managers, you're trading with them, right? When a company announces big, huge, like market important news, they're all going to be buying it at the same time you're buying it. As long as, once again, you're obviously made aware of the news as soon as the same time they are. But with this scanner, with the Benzinga tie-in that this scanner has, you are. So it's kind of like trading alongside the big boys rather than like trying to trade out here at a random time when like they're the ones manipulating the stock around and stuff and trading against them. Yeah, Wild. I wait for the first candle to close, Wild. I wait for the first candle to close because for me, yes, I'm getting in a little bit later. Like, yes, I might not be getting the best entrance, but it's confirmation to me that the stock actually, like, the market actually really likes this news and like it has a real chance of continuation. Because you see a lot. I mean, how often do you see a company announce news? The initial reaction is big up, but then 30 seconds later, the stock is like crushed and getting owned. Like, so I personally wait for the candle to close, but that's why I trade the 1 minute chart. I trade the 1 minute time frame so I can get in and out of these things very quickly. And I'm able to do that because obviously, once again, of the real time scanner. You should add a Trump Truth social post scanner. anytime Trump posts a stock ticker, it should pop up on my scanner. Not the worst idea, actually. Just search it, G-Man. Search for I think it's called runners, right? I think if you go to the search bar and you search for large cap swing. Yeah, this one. Runners large cap swing trading. Well, that's the scanner. Here's the strategy. This one right here. I'm finding the 233 tick to be the best. You're using a tick chart, 40. I got nothing against tick charts. I mean, listen, we have this conversation a lot. I have nothing against anything anybody does as long as it makes them money over time, right? There's no like, I think too many gurus and like too many people that teach trading get into that, teach like a way to trade and like you should trade like this and like this is how you should trade. There's no way you should trade, right? There's 240 viewers in here right now. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. All 240 of us are gonna see the market a little bit differently. We're all gonna have a little bit different trading goals. We all have different personal income. We all have different risk tolerance. We all have different, reaction times or whatever it is. We're all a little different. We're probably all going to trade a little bit differently in order to be the most efficient for our situation. Right? I teach how I trade. I can give, advice on what has worked for me. But I say it all the time. You probably shouldn't just try to like copy exactly what I do because you're not who I am, right? A lot of like stuff that is personal to you goes into deciding how you should trade. All of that, once again, just to reiterate the point that there is no right way to trade. There is no like, you should use the 1 minute chart or you should this, that, and the other, whatever. Just waiting for the options market to open. Are you a zero DTE options trader? Do you trade like SPY today expirations? I think some of the gurus learned ICT concepts and put a different spin on it. I think ICT concepts, not that I have nothing against them. I agree with a lot of them, but I think, and honestly, like, once again, just like having nothing against him, I give him his props for doing this. He just took very simple trading concepts and like made them kind of complicated. like a lot of what he talks about is just like, he talks about like gap closing. He talks about breakouts, but he calls them other fancy stuff so that he could sell his idea, which is, once again, fair enough. It's a great business plan and it obviously worked. But yeah, he just, all the stuff that, for the most part, I haven't watched all of his stuff, but most of the stuff he talks about, I'm like, yeah, that's just this. I learned this 10 years ago watching a YouTube video too, and the guy just called it this, but He just kind of putting his own spin on stuff. Would you mind showing an example of the dot plot V2 in real time? Sure. We can load in the dot plot V2. We can take a look. What is happening? Drag this lower. Let's go here. So the point of this study is to give a visual representation to direction and momentum, right? This realistically, the top dot's all you need to look at. The top dot is a conglomerate of all the dots below it. So the top dot is if the 3 dots below, which are representative of, I think it's RSI, MACD, and stochastic, and I put some of my own different parameters on them in order to help determine what I like and what I don't like. So this is like if the RSI is bullish, if the MACD is bullish, if the stochastic is bullish, green, green, green. If they are all green, the top dot's green. If one of them is red, you get no dot, meaning like momentum is kind of like you can see here. You know, you go from green, green, green to no dot, meaning there's really not any momentum, and then to red. Once all the dots turn red, then you get red top dots. Yeah, the idea of this is just a visual representation of a combination of direction, momentum, and strength indicators that are very easy to read. Doesn't mean that if you buy a green dot and sell a red dot that it's going to make you profitable over time. No, I really don't think that. Just like any study, I don't think there's a single study in the world that exists that if you just trade purely based off what that study shows you, it's going to make you a profitable trader. There's not. That's not the point of studies, right? That studies are just as I described them, right? They're just visual representations of what's going on in the chart. They're just like there to help guide you. So yeah, that's what the dot plot is. Is that in TOS or did you code? Yeah, that's a custom code available on daytradingstrategies.net. If you guys don't know, I actually don't talk about this a lot because there's already so much to talk about with my scanner. But if you sign up to access the scanner, you also get access to 150 custom trading codes in Thinkorswim, right?
VEE.
Like this strategy is on there. That dot plot is on there. The study that is turning the candles blue and yellow is on there. So you get access to all of that as well at no additional cost. Like it's all bundled together. I don't charge separately for them. You get access to all of that when you sign up to my website to access the scanner. VEEE is going again. This is kind of one we've had our eye on all morning. No, it's not live courtside. It's not new courtside. That is that's a study I put out a long time ago. The dot plots are they've been around for a while. It's just your dot plot. Like if you go into studies, like if you go into the website, if you go into the websites and you go to studies, let's go back to the main website. Okay. If you go, I don't know what's going on. Load. Jeez Louise. Come into your custom trading codes here. Wow. Why is my internet loading so slow? Into the Thinkorswim icon. Into studies. You can search for it here. If you search here for dot plot, you'll see there's a dot plot and then there's a dot plot V2. The V2 is the one I was just showing off. And the whole reason there is a V2 is because the original dot plot was made more for like swing trading / investing. It is more, go use it on the daily, on the monthly, on the weekly to get a larger term picture of the overall momentum, direction, and strength. But I wanted to make one that was a little bit more attuned to day trading. So I made V2, which is much twitchier. It reacts faster. Like if there's any sort of cooldown in momentum, you'll notice the dot plot cooldown. Have you noticed the Chinese pump stocks rotate in and out of the hype train every other week like KIDZ? Absolutely, 40. Yeah. Absolutely. Stocks, you will see as you watch the scanner, you will definitely see like the same shitty penny stocks appearing on the scanner this week, and then 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later after that, 3 weeks later after that. Yeah. Once again, why do penny stocks exist? Penny stocks only remain listed so that they can continue to get pumps, so that they can continue to do secondary offerings. Penny stocks exist to dilute. If a company didn't care about diluting their shares in order to raise capital, then they would just let their stock delist. But they don't.
AGEN.
They pump through some BS news or through some BS whatever. They pump, they dilute, and then they reverse split. Why do stocks reverse split? So that they can get their share price back above $1, so that they become NASDAQ compliant, so that they can remain listed. That's why stocks reverse split.
AGEN. VEE.
They reverse split, they remain listed, they get shitty pump news, they dilute. They reverse split, they remain listed, they get shitty pump news, they dilute. They do this over and over and over and over and over again.
AGEN.
And it's perfectly legal. Apparently. I was zoomed down on my top 20 gainers. I was like, is the top gainer today only up 27%? I forgot I had zoomed down. Oh, boys and girls, 270 viewers. Good morning, everybody. If you haven't already, if you could take the half second, hit that like button for me. It really does help me out. We are 5 minutes away from market open. At market open, I do lock in a little bit more. During pre-market, we're sort of chit-chatting, having fun, going through some educational conversation because there's just not always a lot going on. But once the market's open, obviously this scanner is going to start lighting up. I will start reading out to you phonetically stocks that I find interesting.
And GEN.
Stocks that I find interesting are stocks like VEE, stocks that have very small float compared to their volume. VEEE has traded 13 million shares this morning into a 480,000 share float. It's rotated through its float 26 plus times before the market's even open. No wonder it's so volatile, right? That is insane. That is insane, supply and demand. No wonder the stock is going to be extremely volatile. And it has news, so it has some sort of reason to be going up at least, which is good. Did they halt on this news? Did this stock halt? Yes. This stock did halt at 825. That explains a lot. I didn't notice that. Well, I went live at like 8:29, so I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't notice that. VEEE halted at 8:25. Then they announced this news at 8:30 because news pending halt. And then they unhalted at 8:50, which is kind of why you kind of got this gap up, blast off candle, then maybe not immediate continuation. That's unfortunate. Stocks do that sometimes, especially when it's merger news like this. Listen, I don't know the rules. I'm not a, what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm not a regulator. So like, I don't know the exact rules for why companies need to halt based on news pending. I think it has a lot to do though, like if it's some kind of merger and stuff, because then it affects two different stocks, it affects two different companies. So they make sure they have it like a line to come out at the same time, stuff like that. There are no volatility halts in extended hours trading, meaning stocks can go up or down as fast as they want. But there are still your news pending halts, your T12s, your investigative halts, stuff like that. All those kind of halts still exist. 2.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I am out of Monster, so there's not going to be any market open Monster today, which is a shame because I am a little tired. I have to run to the store right after this and go buy some more. You're a wizard, not a bureaucrat. God, that is I think if I could pick like the last job on earth I'd want to do, it would be like a regulator like that. Fuck, that sounds miserable. Sorry if anybody out there is in sort of a position like that, but that just sounds miserable to me. I guess that would be like any like business law stuff. Business law or like any CPA type stuff. Sounds miserable. People are obviously into it. Everyone's different. It's also the stuff that I do not understand at all, right? It's why I pay a lot of money to my business lawyers and to my CPA so that they can handle that stuff for me. I don't understand it really at all. All right, 1 minute and 20 seconds. 270 viewers. Good morning, everybody. See if we can hit 300 after market open. Y'all hang out with me. You have me until 1 hour after market open as well. So you still have me for another hour here. We're only halfway through today's live stream. And we're just getting to the fun part. Just getting into market open here. Yes, by the way, courtside, yeah. This is a new-ish blue and yellow candles, like proof candles code, because the first one that I published was only blue candles. I later decided to determine if it's a blue candle, like if it's a breakout in price action and volume, and it's also pushing to high a day, then it should be yellow. Because, you know, a breakout's a breakout, and that's great, but a high a day breakout is even like much more impactful, actually, because you have no local overhead resistance. All right, 10 seconds. Change today. Yep. Time and force check, everybody. Make sure your time and force is set today if you're trading in Thinkorswim. All right, here we go. Give it a few seconds because, of course, it needs to trade a certain amount of volume in order to be allowed to hit the scanner. So you have to give stocks a few seconds in order to trade that amount of volume. I will be phonetically reading out any stock that I see that trades with very heavy volume and a small-ish float. That's what I'm looking for. Like VEEE. VEE hitting the scanner at 12:55 at a market open. This is obviously the stock we were already watching, but once again, this is where my eyes are right now. I'll also sort this by last high of day, but this is where my eyes go at a market open. I'm looking for heavy volume here, and then when I see heavy volume, my eyes quickly do a jump over to the float as well. Yeah, courtside, yeah. Just delete your old one. Or just re-import the new code. I think it'll like import with like a 1 next to it or something. A very slow first minute. A very slow first minute. A couple of things hit, but all with pretty small volume. Other than VEEE, but VEE's already rolled it over. No volume stuff. What are these? Stocks loading in that don't have the Yahoo Finance data to them yet. There is also, oh look, VEEE is halted down. I haven't gotten to show this off yet because, of course, there is no volatility halts during pre-market, but there is also a volatility halts scanner included with this scanner. All you got to do is click on this to see what is currently halted, or to see, you actually see all the halts from the day. Obviously, if it has this red, that means it's currently halted. And if a new one pops up, you get a red circle here too. So it's a way you get notified if a new stock is volatility halted. MIMI? Mike India.
BRRM.
This is a stock that made a huge move in pre-market though. Pre-market high is all the way up at 426. So there's a shitload of overhead resistance on this thing. It's got a long fight ahead of it if it's going to have a nice move at a market open here. MIMI does. Once again, kind of the same conversation we were just having about why I made these yellow candles. Because when a stock is breaking out into high of day, it has a much higher chance. Of course, it's not guaranteed, but the likelihood of big continuation is much higher than it is now. Why? Because now, every time it tries to break out, look at all this volume. Look at all of this volume that was traded here. There's a lot of people that bought shares here that probably are still holding. Anytime this thing gets any kind of spike, these people are like selling into that spike. That's why trading high of day breakouts is so much more powerful. QTTB, Quebec Tango Tango Bravo. First hit at $18.55. Once again, this is not a high of day breakout though. High of day is at 23-ish. More expensive stock, but it's still very, very light float though. Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it can't be volatile.
VRRM.
If the float is there, if the volume to float is there, which this stock does have. QTTB. If you're wondering about the fire emoji, by the way, if a stock hits the moving now 3 times within 20 seconds, that's when it gets this fire emoji. It's just a great way to visualize stocks that are actually moving very hard versus like stocks that are just getting small bumps. This was an idea actually from one of you during these live streams, and I actually love it. I love it a lot. I think it's very helpful. No, Wild, it's not. You shouldn't be running 2 different codes, Wild. It's just one. It's just one proof candle study. The new proof candles study has both the blue and yellow in it. You shouldn't be running both of them. If you're running like the new one and the old one, they're probably like overwriting each other and probably breaking them. Turn off the old one. What do I think of LGPS? Nothing. I'm not gonna have any thoughts on it. I don't ever have like thoughts on stocks, my friend, right? I have no idea what the stock's gonna do. That's why we wait. Once again, trade like a surfer. That's how I trade.
AGEN.
Do surfers paddle out to the middle of the ocean and stand up and hope that a wave comes? No. It's just like, would I buy a stock that's trading down or trading sideways and hope that it goes up? No. Wait for the stock to get a big move, wait for the big move to begin, then get in as fast as possible onto that wave. And that's why we have the scanner, so that we can find waves ASAP. Because of course, it's very, very important that you get into the wave as soon as it starts, right? You don't want to be getting into the wave after it's already started, after it's already made a big move. That makes you the exit liquidity to breakout traders that are using real-time stock scanner like you guys are. You guys are the ones that are getting to get in instantly and then sell to the people that are using free scanners that are 15, 30 seconds late. You know what I mean? Whenever you hear people talk about like breakout exit liquidity and stuff, like you guys get to be the ones selling to those people. Congratulations. IREN, India Romeo Echo November. I saw this hit the scanner. It's a high float stock. That's why it's kind of like, that's why I was kind of just uninterested in it. It's not like going to be super volatile, but it's grinding. You know, it's grinding its way up. Whatever. If you're into that kind of thing. BNBX. Bravo November, Bravo X-ray. Just got a nice volume pop and a big move. It is a penny stock that's down a lot on the day.
VRRM.
So it sure as hell is not something I'm interested in, but
SKYQ.
Fair enough if you are. Oh, look.
SNDQ.
You guys remember that conversation we had in pre-market about the same stocks showing up over and over again?
SKYQ.
I swear I've seen SkyQ hitting for like 3 weeks now, yeah. This stock actually
LABD.
does have some relative continuation on the daily, considering the types of stocks we trade. Any tips on trading halts? Yeah, the way that I used to trade halts, I don't do this anymore because my risk tolerance has come way down from how it used to be when my account was a lot smaller. But the way I used to trade halts, it would need to be one of these top gainers, right? It would need to be a top 3, top 5 gainer on the day. It needs to be a very hype stock that a lot of people are paying attention to. If it halted up, of course, I would only trade it then. I'm only trading out of up halts. Don't care about down halts. But if it halted up, I would look for out of the unhalt for it to gap up.
VRRM.
If it gapped up out of the unhalt, I bought the first dip. My stop became the halt level, and then I'm selling first rip. I was very scalpy when I did that, Lona. I was very, very in quickly, out quickly. Like first sign of green, get out of the trade. But when you're trading out of halts like that, I mean, that could still be 7, 8, 10% because they move so damn fast. But it's also why I got in and out of them so fast, because guess what? Volatility is a double-edged sword, right? If stocks can go up very fast, they can go down very fast.
SNDQ.
I'll tell you what, chat. I've not seen anything hyper interesting. VEEE is like trying to push back up. This is our top gainer on the day. Speaking of
SNDQ.
Victor Echo Echo Echo.
MUZ.
there a setting to get the scanner ticker to load into Thinkorswim? Yeah, so you left click, like just click on any ticker, like click on SNDQ and then paste. So when you click on a ticker, it copies it to your clipboard. That way you can just quickly paste it in. That's how I'm quickly like pulling stocks from the scanner onto my Thinkorswim. It's not possible for me to make it so that like you can literally click on the ticker and it loads into Thinkorswim, because this isn't, I've not built the desktop application, right? Like my scanner is just a website. Nothing you need to download or anything like that. It's just a website. And web applications don't allow you to like do stuff like that. They don't allow it to like interact with other apps on your computer. So like you can click and it would instantly populate. So the left click copy thing is sort of how I got around it. 295 viewers. Did we hit 300? Appreciate you all hanging out. Hopefully you guys are seeing the power of the scanner. Listen, I think one of the massive benefits to having a real-time stock scanner like this is even on a morning like this, where actually two reasons. On a morning like this where it's a little bit slow, it's almost more so when you need a scanner like this. Like it's hard to find setups right now. A lot of mornings it's really easy. There's like 2 stocks that are flying. You just watch those all day and you're gonna be looking at the best opportunities. On a day like this, there's really not a lot moving. It's kind of like fishing, right? It's nice to be able to see whatever does move. Like, look, we just loaded in LGPS at 124 and it's already pushed up to 133. All things considered, that's not a bad move right now. It's like a 7% move that we just got put on. So it's really nice to have a scanner on slow days like this to help you find the limited amount of setups. And 2, on a slow day like this is when beginner traders get in the most trouble. It's because this is when beginner traders run into a ton of FOMO, right? There's not a lot going on, so you feel like you feel like you're missing out on something all the time. You are always like looking around like, oh my God, what's moving? Oh my God, what's happening? And then that causes you to force trades because it's like, well, people are making money on this. I should be making money on this. So like it causes you to trade outside of your normal trade systems. It causes you to overtrade. It causes you to revenge trade. Whereas when you have a stock scanner like this, you're chilling, right? Like we're sort of sitting here. We're sort of like, we just kind of understand. Like we just kind of understand that the market's slow, right? Okay, there's not really a lot going on. We're kind of sitting here chilling. If something does pop, we quickly load it in and take a look. We know now for a fact that we are always going to be looking at the best opportunities in the stock market. That's what this scanner will do for you. Not only will it put you on those opportunities, but it gives you that nice peace of mind that you know you're looking at the best opportunities, which is a huge stress reliever. You kind of feel the pressure come off your chest, come off your shoulders when you know, like when you have a tool like this and you know that you're looking at the right place all the time. And anything that removes stress from trading can't be a bad thing. Do you trade all the symbols that appear on the scanner? No, absolutely not. Dude, I barely trade. But that's also just how I trade, right? Once again, my trade style is that I trade stocks as soon as they announce news if I like the news and if I think the news has a heavy chance for continuation. That's just my trade style. You will trade differently than that because you won't have the account size I have. You won't have the risk tolerance I have. You won't have, who knows, the same neurons firing in your brain that I have, right? All 300 of us that are in here will trade slightly differently. But there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. First off, you probably shouldn't try to go trade JLHL. Why? Because it just hit the scanner once, right? Like a stock that's hitting the scanner once, it's like, okay, maybe you go take a look at it, whatever, but it's not like hyper interesting. It's not moving a ton, which is exactly why I built the moving now in this way. It's exactly why I have the moving now print a new line every time a stock makes a new high, so that you can see, like with VEE, you saw it light up like twice in a row. You can go, okay, I need to go take a look at this thing. Secondly, why don't I like JLHL? It doesn't have news. That's another great visualization. You can see when a company has a press release and when it doesn't. When a company has a press release on the day, it means it has a legit reason to be moving. Now, does that mean that every press release makes a stock go up? No. Does it mean that stocks going up on their press release are definitely going to continue going up? No. But you'll probably start to notice, if you only trade stocks that have a press release on the day, that your win percentage goes up. Probably. I'm not guaranteeing that, but probably. So that's another reason why I don't like JLHL. Also, the volume here is very light. You know, there's just quickly from the scanner, especially as you use the scanner for a week or two, you'll start to notice like stocks that you like data that you like to see on the scanner that align with stocks you like to trade versus ones that don't.
AGEN.
Right? Also, is V, yeah, okay. VEEE is halted, by the way. Reopen is at 946.39 if it's a 5-minute halt. Halted up. Cool. Okay. We'll watch this VEEE reopen, obviously. Someone remind me. When did I say it was? 946? Yeah, 946.30. I'll remember to come back to our top gainer on the day. Did I see what JLHL did in after hours? No, I didn't. Was this a crazy after hours mover? Wait, from when? Thursday? Let me go back a couple days.
SKYQ.
Oh yeah, sick. Very nice. Wait, very nice. From 12, it opened that day at $3 and it went to $30. Did I see this? Where was I? What was I doing? When was this? January 9th. What was I doing on January 9th? Probably getting ready for my son's birthday. My son's birthday was on Friday, which is why I wasn't live. Probably wasn't paying a lot of attention to the market.
BRAI.
I got terrible memory.
SKYQ.
But no, I didn't notice that.
BRAI.
No. SanDisk is getting crushed today, is it? Oh, Snapple. SanDisk down 11% on the day. Wow, it's been getting hammered. Another thing I haven't really been paying attention to. Is the market down big today?
AGEN.
No. 0.3. Nvidia down 1.1. I assume Micron's down big, yeah. Micron down 7%. Are you guys buying the AI memory dip, or what are we doing? What are we doing with the AI memory dip? Micron and SanDisk. AGEN, by the way, keeps hitting the scanner. Alpha Golf Echo November. Once again, a stock with news. A stock with a real legitimate reason to be going up today is going up. Can you please show me how to copy paste? Yeah, just left click and then paste. So left click, click into here, and then Control V, paste. Left click, click, Control V, enter. Left click, click, Control V, go. Left click, click, Control V, go. VE open in 20 seconds, 25 seconds.
IONZ.
You just bought some more Google? Good luck. You can't really go wrong buying Google, right? I tell this to beginner traders a lot, actually. There's like just stocks that are good buys or setups that are good buys. Doesn't mean that you're going to make money. No. But like, is it a good buy or is it a bad buy is relatively easy to determine sometimes. Okay, VEEE. Okay, so this is where I'd be buying.
AGEN.
I would have bought that dip. You know, say I got filled here or whatever. I'd be looking for this to turn green. Back above 14 for a flash, or am I getting stopped out? See, then I'd get stopped out. See, that would have been a losing trade for me. I would have had my stop loss here at 13.58. I'm sure my fill, like, usually you get bad fills on these kind of trades because they move so fast. So my fill probably would have been down here somewhere. This stock is now down halted. That's exactly why, talking about my halt trading strategy, I didn't just take this trade. I don't trade halts anymore because it's now outside of my risk tolerance. I don't have to trade this risky anymore. But when I had a smaller account and I was trading risky, that's what I would have been all over that because this is your top gainer on the day. It gapped up out of its halt. I would have bought that dip and then I would have gotten stopped out. Wouldn't have been a big loss. I mean, what is that? It's only like 2-3% down. It's actually not that big of a deal at all. But that's why you have to be very, very fast with trading out of halts. Because they move very, very fast. And you can very easily get stuck in future halts. That happened to me a handful of times where I got stuck in down halts. It also happened a handful of times where the stock ripped up so fast that I got stuck in up halts. So it sort of evened itself out. But yeah, that's how I trade halts. That one would have been a loser, so not a great example to show off, but hey, you never win every trade you take, right? AGEN, we talked about this one earlier. Alpha Golf Echo November, continuing up. Alpha Golf Echo November. What is the news on this? The stock we just talked about having news. Agenus announces oversubscribed private placement of up to $340 million to advance registrational Robin trial of neoadjuvant BOT plus BAL and MSS colon cancer. I don't have a Scooby-Doo what any of that means, but some biotech news. Biotech news is obviously very, very good at causing stocks to be very volatile. It's also very hard to understand. I actually typically avoid biotech news just because I don't understand it. And I don't know if you guys have been trading for a little bit of time and you've watched a handful of these stocks do this, but biotech news, once again, causes extreme volatility. No other form of news have I seen cause a stock to go up very hard, say in 60 seconds, and then give up the entire move plus some in the next 60 seconds. Anytime that happens, it's almost always biotech. I don't know why. My guess would be because of how confusing it is. I think you can get a lot of really hot buzzwords in a biotech news stock like this $340 million. So people, and more specifically algorithms, because there's a ton of algorithms that do what I do, right? That scan for buzzwords in news and will go buy based on buzzwords. So they love that. But then the smarter people who actually understand what the news is wait, no, that's not actually good news. It's not actually good. No, it's not as good as it looks. So then it sells off really hard. So yeah, I'll be completely honest with you. For the most part, I avoid biotech news stocks. But they can provide great volatility. So if you're looking for volatility, biotech is where you want to be probably. Just I'd recommend doing a lot of studying before trying to trade it. But hey, once again, what's another huge advantage of having this scanner is you now have access to this news article. You will always have access to this news article. 3 weeks from now, when you're doing your end of month review, or 2 weeks from now, whatever, when you're doing your end of month review, you can go back through every single day that happened this month. You can look at the news headlines of every single top gaining ticker. This will be one of them. And you can start to then study, okay, what biotech news causes stocks to go up. You can study a beautiful thing of having this scanner. It's a beautiful thing of having access to this time machine. You can go back and study stuff like that. Let's get a comma. The old comma chameleon song, huh? That was a good time. What's up, AJ? Do we have an indicator to create an indicator that shows potential halt levels? So I've done that, Kieran. Is it still in here or did I delete it? Oh, it is. Look, it is still in here. I have one, but I don't publish this because I don't like it. There's a handful of reasons why this doesn't work. One, there's a lot of different handrails for halts. It's dependent on the price of the stock and the time of the day. If the stock is cheaper, it gets wider handrails. The stock is allowed to move more if it's cheaper. If it's earlier in the day, the stock is allowed to move more because they understand that this is more volatile. VEEE is reopened, by the way. AGEN is hitting the scanner with the fire emoji. Let's go look there. VEEE coming out of a down halt. I don't really care. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, and a big one, is that in Thinkorswim, codes fire at the close of every candle. That's how trade software handles running codes. Every time a candle closes, it recalculates your calculations, whatever it is in here that I've built. that becomes a problem because it then is basing the handrails, whatever it is. I think I made it like 10% up, 10% down, whatever I made it, maybe 15. I don't know, whatever I made it. Becomes a problem because that's not actually how halts are dictated. It's not based off the closing price. It's just based off like the rolling 2 minutes. So like if AGEN moves 10% down in 2 minutes, but not based off the closing price, it's still going to halt. So like because of those two reasons and even others, the halt indicator doesn't really work, and it's not really possible to make work. So what ends up happening is you end up getting a ton of like, oh, the stock is going to halt here, and like it doesn't, or oh, the stock's not going to halt here, and then it does. So it ends up kind of like screwing you more than helping you, if that makes sense. If anything I just described made sense, that's why I don't publish that study and I don't use that study. But I did make one. I did try. It is a good idea. It just unfortunately doesn't quite work. You have a bracket order tutorial? I actually do have a bracket order tutorial, my friend. I think one of my videos is called something like, I don't know what it's called. Order tutorial, something like that. Oh, like Thinkorswim order. This one maybe? Advanced Thinkorswim order setups. Or Thinkorswim orders tutorial. One of these, probably both of these, will go over bracket orders for you. If you just search for something like that on my channel. Yeah, I've made tutorials on all the different order types you can place in Thinkorswim, yeah.
SKYQ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what else we got here? 30 more minutes. SkyQ continuing to hit the scanner as it always does. Remember, if you are interested in this scanner, you can take $100 off of the annual plan right now. That makes you, that gives you 12 months of access to this real-time stock data, this real-time stock news for $300 for your first month. 12 months for $300. I mean, what is that? It's like I think it's like $27 a month or something like that. $27 a month access to this scanner. It's pretty crazy. Do you use brackets? No, I don't. I don't think I've ever placed a bracket order for my real money trading. I very much like to be, I don't know. It's just, once again, everyone's different. I'm not telling you not to use brackets. It's just, I very much like when I trade, I like to be in control, right? I like to, okay, if I want in, I hit buy. And if I want out, I hit sell. I don't really ever use like brackets. I don't really ever use conditional orders. I will place stop orders, especially doing that halt trading strategy. I almost always would place a stop order because it moves so fast. So I will use like stop loss orders and stuff. But yeah, almost exclusively, if I'm buying, I'm hitting buy. If I'm selling, I'm hitting sell. It's just, once again, there's no real reason for that other than I'm a control freak. I like to be in control. There's no like alpha in that. Like, it's not going to make you a better trader or anything. It's just how I am. We did hit 300 viewers. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all for being here. Hopefully you guys once again are seeing the value real time of this stock scanner. Do you trade micro pullbacks like Ross? No, I trade very different than Ross in that I don't really scalp like he does. I would call me a day trader. I would call Ross a scalper, which is like, I feel like the way I said that sounded derogatory. It's not at all. I mean, look, he makes a shitload of money. Why would I be talking down on him, right? It's just a different trading style. He's very much like paying attention to the level 2 and getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out. This is not how I trade, right? Like, I buy the close of a candle and I'm looking to hold the stock for anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm holding the stock for at least a couple of minutes when I trade. He's like very, very rarely holding a stock for more than a minute. Like, it's just, you know, once again, just different trading styles, different ways to go about it. There's a million different ways to skin the cat, a million different ways to make money day trading. I tried reading level 2 data. Holy crap. Yeah, I tell people a lot, like people that are in my, you know, kind of education sphere that maybe want to trade more like me, that I don't worry about the level 2. The level 2 is hyper important if you want to scalp. It's very important to get some kind of edge on what the next tick might be. But when you're day trading, the next tick doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the next tick is going to be. And it ends up giving you a shitload, because I used to do it actually. It ends up giving you a shitload of like false negatives. You would like sell a stock because like, oh my God, look, there's a massive sell order on Mimi at 339. So you sell the stock, but then like the sell order gets eaten through and the stock flies and like, oh God. Like so if you want to day trade, I wouldn't pay attention to level 2. If you want to scalp, absolutely, you need the level 2. Absolutely, you need the level 2. So yeah, it's just, different strokes, right? He's like a gamer, fast. It's fun to watch. I enjoy watching scalping. It's just not for me. Which, once again, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with what he does. It just, some styles work for some people and some styles don't. And it's actually very, very important for you as an individual to find the style that works best for you, right?
ONCY.
I'm right in between you all. I play options with trailing stops. Add to positions before selling stops. I do like adding to winners. Yeah. I will find myself doing that sometimes. That's another thing where like someone asked me earlier, kind of how am I using my small cap gauge now? I'm much, much more willing to add to my winning trades if the small cap gauge is like more up here, right? If I know that the overall market condition is a little bit hot right now, like things are getting followed through, I'm much more willing to like, okay, I bought this stock, it went up, then at the close of the next minute bar, go buy more of the stock, right? Fubo. Wasn't this a really hot stock in like 2017 or something? 2020. Fubo was a really, really hot stock. Isn't this like the Fubo TV thing?
AGEN.
I remember this. I traded this. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't remember if I made money. Surely I did, right? Surely I didn't lose money on this trade, on this move. But who knows? I won't lie to you. I don't remember the outcome, but I do know that I traded this stock back then. AGEN continuing to hit the high a day. Is it free to download? This scanner? No. There is a free version of the scanner. I actually don't talk about this probably as much as I should. If you go to daytradingstrategies.net, this scanner, this purple button will say free scanner. You click on this. You do have to give me your email, but that's it. You don't have to give me your credit card or anything like that. You give me your email so that I can send you annoying marketing stuff. And then it gives you this, I type in an email, access granted, and it takes you straight to the scanner. This scanner, obviously it's free, so you're not going to get the moving now. Your most recent high is going to be 5-minute delayed. Why is this? Oh, wait, is this broken? Wait.
AGEN.
You're supposed to still get the top 20 gainers today. I wonder if I broke this pushing some recent updates. I'll look into it. But if you go sign up to this, you do get the top 20 gainers today list, and you get that undelayed. Like it's still real time. The top 20 gainers today is, which is pretty awesome for a free tool, right? And you can still sort it by float. You can still sort it by volume. I said those backwards, but you get the idea. I gotta look into that. Is anyone in here using the free stock scanner? Is it only broken on my end? Or is it broken? AGEN, once again, continuing to hit the scanner, continuing to push to highs. This is one we've been talking about all morning. It's been on the scanner. It's been on the scanner since it was like trading it in the 560s. Trying to join the Discord, keep getting a message about an invite invalid. It shouldn't be. Are you just clicking on this Discord? Are you clicking on this Discord emoji at the top and then clicking the purple button? That purple button is tied to a Discord invite that is, it should be active. I can look into it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been joining the Discord lately. I used the free scanner. It quit working last week. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I broke it when I was doing all that work I was doing on my market replay functionality. Okay, I will look into that. I'll fix that today. It should hopefully be an easy fix. Let me also put that on my notes so I don't forget real quick. Free scanner broken. I'll fix that today. Yeah, my bad, guys. Listen, let's be very honest with one another. I don't pay a lot of attention to the free scanner because it doesn't make me any money. So, nah, I'll look into it. Do you always put in limit order? Do you ever just do by ask price? So I don't know if this comes as a surprise. I've talked about this before on this channel. I don't actually perform most of my trading through Thinkorswim. I still have a Charles Schwab account, and like it still has some money in it, but not a lot. I don't talk about my own trading. I don't like to talk about my own trading, but I actually perform, like, my trade execution platforms are a little different. I use a trade execution platform. I actually use Dash Trader and some other stuff, but I use trade execution platforms that allow me to customize hotkeys. And what I do courtside is I have hotkeys that are like buy ask plus 5 cents or buy ask plus 10 cents. Those allow me to, when I hit that key, it places an order at the ask, and then it will fill, obviously either at that price, and it will fill up to a max of 10 cents above. That really, really helps me make sure I get into my trades, right? SOBR, fire emojis, Sierra Oscar Bravo Romeo. It's stuff you have to pay for. Listen, courtside, it's one of those things. It's one of those things again, right? It's one of those things where you get what you pay for. If you want a better trade execution platform, you're going to have to pay for it. The stuff I use comes with fees. It comes with commissions, this, that, and the other. Well, not so much commissions, but it comes with fees. But yeah, anyway, long story short, and without getting too deep into exactly how I trade, yeah, that's how I'm entering my trades. Thank you for the best scanner. Thank you, Lona. Listen, I'm very, very biased, but I do think I've made the best scanner on the market anywhere near this price range. Listen, SOBR hit the scanner at like 59 cents. It's now trading at 70 cents. What did we talk about a little bit earlier? We talked about how it's been a very slow morning, but with this scanner, you always know you're looking at the best opportunity. SOBR hit, it got the fire emoji, so I knew, hey, go take a look at this thing. We've been looking at it since like here. It's made like a 20% move since we started looking at this thing. Look at that. If that's not proof to you right there, the power and speed of this scanner. Now listen, I'll be completely honest with you. I did not trade this. This is not something I traded. It doesn't align with my trading style. But I don't build the scanner around my trading style. I build the scanner, once again, the goal of the scanner is to show you the best opportunities in the market as fast as I can put you on them. This is the best opportunity in the market right now, and you got put on it very, very early. That right there should be worth the price of admission. That was very nice. It's a very, very clean move here on SOBR. Is this not a stock? I swear this is a stock we've been looking at too. Ah, yeah. This is a stock we looked at a couple months ago, a month and a half ago or such. I knew I recognized this ticker from a recent time. I appreciate you sharing what really works. Thank you. Made my 10%. Congratulations, Ski. Can I add the $100 to my membership for next year? No. It's only for new signups. Now listen, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this because it costs me money, but you know, what you would do is you would cancel your current subscription and then go sign up again using the coupon code, you know? SOB, wow, whoa, wow. Dude, we've been looking at this stock since like here. It's now made like a 35+% move since we started looking at it. Hello? All directly off the scanner and all on like such a slow morning where really not a lot's been going on. We've kind of just been like hanging out, chit-chatting this morning, right, boys? Because like not a lot's been going on. We're kind of chilling, talking, educational talk, this, that, bullshit and whatever. All it takes is one move, man. This is why like you pay attention to the market. It's why you pay attention to the scanner. It's why having a scanner like this is so nice. because you know if something moves, you'll be put on it in real time, just like this. Boom. I'm testing the scanner with swing trading and it's proving good. Really? Nice. Glad you find value in that as well, my friend. 11 people have signed up for the scanner already this morning. Thank you all. Assuming you are in here. Thank you. I appreciate you. What a move, man. What a just like random little blast off, huh? The funny thing is, like, this just happens throughout the day. I don't know, those of you guys that have like been signed up to the scanner for a month or two now, like you all notice, like if you're just watching the scanner, one of my favorite videos to make, maybe I'll make one tomorrow, is like just watching the scanner at like lunchtime. Like a time where like people usually aren't paying attention. Maybe you've already signed off. Most people have already, they've gone to work, whatever they've had to do with their day. But like you can watch the scanner even at like lunchtime and still probably find some stuff like this. Because stocks like all throughout the day, yes, it's much, much hotter right out of market open, of course. But even throughout the day, like you'll just get some pretty like random, like nice big pumps. Like Sober doesn't show on my scanner. It's because you have your price filter turned on, my friend. This is a penny stock. You probably have this turned up, which would make it not show. Will you offer opportunity to save on renewals? There's like, I can't let you save on a renewal. My membership software just doesn't allow it. It's not a setting I have. But there's like almost always a coupon code going on the net if we're honest with one another. So like you can always do the move of like unsubscribing and resubscribing to take advantage of the take advantage of the first year discount. Yeah, there'll probably always be something going on. I like to reward people that watch my YouTube videos and find it. No, I don't mention the coupon codes and like my paid advertising and stuff, but the people that actually watch me, yeah, I usually like to give some kickback to. Thanks for the scanner and the codes. Hey, thank you for being signed up, Drew. Thanks for being a part of the daytradingstrategies.net family. What should we call ourselves? DTSers? It sounds like derogatory for some reason. Agent tried to sell off hard and sellers got stomped. Oh my God, yeah, look at that. Look at that. That is like a picture perfect hammer candle. Candle pattern enthusiasts are gonna write books about that one. Look at that. That is a beautiful reversal candle. It's not that I don't believe in them, but I don't use candlestick patterns at all. I've never found an edge in using them. Never have. But sometimes you do get very, very nice examples. Do you get enough nice examples that, if you traded every hammer candle that you would make money? I think not, but I can also see how they can be used in like a confirmation kind of way and stuff like that, right? Like a stock already matches your setup, already aligns with your rules. You like wait for a certain kind of candle to confirm a move, whatever, it's fine. Once again, do what you want, right? Well, actually, don't do what you want. That's actually terrible advice. Do what you have proven to be profitable over time, right? La, 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 la. The SOBR one below rule has triggered. If you guys don't know how I exit my trades, it is called the one below rule. It is, I sell the first candle that closes below the low of previous candle. It is a great way to maximize your winners. I mean, you got in this trade, like how many people would have jumped out as soon as it was up 6, 7, 8%, right? But you do like this, you hold, you end up making 15% instead, which is a massive, massive difference. It's so vital that you get what you're supposed to get out of your winning trades. The issue with the human brain is if you took this trade and you made 7%, you'd feel just about as happy as if you took this trade and made 15%. But in reality, that's double the profit. That's double the profit in this trade, trading it like this, which is, once again, so vital. Why? Because you're going to take losers, right? I take losing trades all the time too. It's just very important you get what you're supposed to get out of your winners in order to offset your losers. Because what's the goal of all this, chat? To make money over time, right? Not to make money in this trade. Who cares how much money you make or lose in the next trade you take? That's essentially random. The next single trade you take is essentially random. It's a sample size of 1, which means nothing, right? Your focus should be on what do I have to do to make money over my next 1,000 trades, right? That needs to be your focus. AGEN, yeah, just continues to grind up. This thing, I mean, it's been on the scanner all morning, obviously for good reason. We were first alerted on this. We first started looking at this in this blue candle here, like 560. We first started looking at this. Wow. I don't even know if I noticed how much it's up, actually. It's up like over 50% since we first started looking at this stock. Kind of nuts. Anyone been in this, been trading this, been making money on this? Oh, it's now our top gainer on the day. It has surpassed VEEE. Taking over the lead of the race. AGEN, Alpha Golf Echo November.
AURE.
Wow, wow, wee wow. About to get very hot. It's going to be 99 degrees here on Wednesday and Thursday. What the? Yes, I have some green on AGN. Dwayne, congratulations, my friend. Very, very, very nice. Just another example of the scanner making sure you're always looking at the best opportunities. AGEN has continued to light up the scanner, and once again, obviously for good reason. VEEE trying. Ton of overhead resistance, though. On a move like this, like, well, really, any time a stock is trading like this, or anytime I'm about to enter a trade at all, I'm basically only buying when the stock breaks into high a day. Because I would hate buying this and knowing that all this overhead resistance exists right there. Now, once again, will AGEN, I mean, for all I know, it's going to jump to $18. I don't know. I'm not saying it can't fly. It's not what I'm saying. But statistically, when a stock has this local overhead resistance, it's much harder for it to fly. Statistically, trading stocks breaking into high of day, you get much nice, cleaner breakouts. And what is trading? Trading is not fortune telling. It is statistics, right? Listen, anything can happen in the market. Anything can happen. It's up to you to find statistically proven patterns that you can trade and you can take advantage of that, once again, can make you money over time. No, so not the same share size, Rags, but pretty much always the same position size, yes. Like, I enter based on a dollar amount that I want to enter. Obviously, you have to adjust your share size accordingly. I'm not really a believer in like just always buying 1,000 shares or whatever, because sometimes you're trading a $12 stock and sometimes you're trading a 80-cent stock. You know, it's a very, very different based on the share size. But dollar size positioning, yes, I do. Huh? Spy wow? Oh. What just happened? Something obviously came out at 10:15 or 10:16. Oh, it's Iran news. I'm sure those of you guys that have the scanner in here with Charlie on, is Charlie talking about it?
RGTZ.
I'm sure Charlie like is talking about what's going on right now. It's another beautiful part of having Charlie, having Benzinga Squawk, is like He kind of talks about the macro too. He kind of talks about what's going on in the larger market too. That's crazy. What did Trump do this time? I don't actually see any news yet from Benzinga. You can actually enter a dollar amount on TOS now? Can you? Wait, how? How do you do that? Larger market dumping. SOBR fighting back up towards highs again. Iran blockade is back on. Of course it is. every other day is either we have a peace treaty or we're at war. Every other day it changes. AGEN just showed weakness again, I think. I mean, what's good? Not a high a day, so not for me. I'm very, very much, as you guys can tell from my trade strategies you see running on my charts, I'm very, very much a buy high, sell higher trader. I'm not a dip trader. In my day trading, like that's not true for my swing trading. It's definitely not true for my investing. It's funny because like investing, I'm very, very much the opposite. Very much like looking to invest in deep blood. But then it's also kind of funny because like, I guess that's how I do my initial investments. My initial investment is like I buy deep blood. But then when I'm deciding what investments I want to add to, I only add to investments that are up a lot, right? Actually, I'll tell you, it's actually been like this for like a year now. I haven't really found a good investment in a while. I think just because the market's so damn hot, I'm like waiting for more blood, so I haven't bought anything in a while. Still, my only two individual stocks, like I have a lot of money in a VOO. I have a lot of money in just the S&P ETF. But the only two individual stocks I own are NVIDIA and DraftKings. And NVIDIA, of course, I'm like up 100% on, or whatever the hell it is. And DraftKings, I'm down like 30, 40% on. But over the last 12 months, I've only been adding to NVIDIA. I've not added to DraftKings at all. Like I add to the winning position, not to the losing position. I think a lot of beginner traders, a lot of beginner investors get themselves in trouble with that too, right? They add to their losers, and then they sell their winners, which is like a bad idea. That's a very bad way to go about things. You should be selling from your losers to add to your winners, not the other way around. VEE is halted up. Yep. VEEE reopen at 10:24:08 if it is to be a 5-minute halt. Interesting. We'll keep an eye here. No, Quartz. Once you import the codes into Thinkorswim, they're like saved locally to your TOS account forever, right? As long as you have that Thinkorswim account, you'll have access to the codes on any machine you log in on, whatever. Yeah, you definitely, you don't lose access to the codes if you unsubscribe. Yeah. The codes are yours forever, as long as you import them, right? Like, you're gonna lose access to being able to see the codes on my website. So anything new that I add or any updates I make, stuff like that, you won't get access to. But whatever you've already imported, yeah, is yours forever. Yeah. Been trying to scale out of losers versus adding on. Yeah, it's like not something, once again, our dumb monkey evolution brains want to do. We don't want to. Two things. We don't want to accept the loss. We don't want to admit that we're wrong. We don't want to admit that we lost money. And two, we just want to lock in the win. All your brain wants to do is win. It doesn't really care. Like, it cares a little bit. It's not that it doesn't care at all, but it doesn't really care that much about the scale of win. That's like exactly why beginner traders hold on to their losers too long and sell their winners too early. It's all human evolution, right? Like, it's not your fault. It's just something you have to learn to fight. I think a lot of trading is learning to fight basic human evolution, unfortunately. It just is what it is. Yeah, Ken, because you'll still log into Thinkorswim with your same account. They're not saved to your machine, they're saved to your account. Like when you import any of these codes, yeah, they're saved not like to your machine, but to repeat myself again, they're saved to your account. So yeah, buy a new laptop, log in again, you'll still have all the same codes. I don't start my trade until after 10, but I use the scanner to zero in on what to zero in on. Yeah. Hey, listen, man, the scanner is scanner's great for fishing, right? We're kind of sitting here in our boats, lines in the water, looking for what fish to go grab onto. 10 seconds, by the way, until VEEE reopens. I'm referring to the ones I don't enter. Oh, well then no, you don't get access to those. You will lose, if you unsubscribe, you lose access to the codes page, so you won't be able to see those anymore. VEEE reopen out of its halt. Not like a massive gap up or anything. There's your kind of dip and there's your kind of rip. So if I were trading this, which I'm not going to sit here and say, but that's what I would have done. I would have bought that dip and then I would have sold. I'd already be out. There's no way I'd still be in. Congratulations if you are, but I would have been out much quicker. Like as soon as that stock went green there, I would have been out for my 4 or 5% profit. That's how I trade halts. Like we watched like a 3% loser earlier on VEE and you just saw a 4 or 5% winner. That's how I trade halts. There you go. It's also locking. It's also halting. I think, yeah, it is halted. VEE, okay. Very interesting. Rips right into another halt up at high a day now. Very nice, very cool. Once again, a stock we've been watching all day because it's been hitting the scanner all day. Let's go watch AGEN until this comes back open. The open time is 10:29:41 if it is to be a 5-minute halt. Thank you to the volatility halt scanner that is also built into your daytradingstrategies.net scanner. AGEN broke below the 20 moving average. Your blue and yellow candles can work with small and mid caps. Yeah, sure. It'll work with anything because what it's showing you is it is showing you a candle that has closed above the highest closing price out of the previous 10 candles. And like what's important and why this will work with you can use it on any time frame, any type of stock you want to. And the volume must also be greater than the previous 10 candles of volume. So it is not only a breakout, finding breakouts is really easy, but it's like a breakout that has a legit reason, that has real demand behind it. And then the yellow is the same thing, except that it's also high a day. Is why I highlight them yellow. It's like a super special breakout. We all green today, boys and girls. The scanner help us make some money today. We will definitely watch the VEEE reopen 10:29:41. Definitely keep an eye here. $12 new customers this morning. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. That makes now 152 new customers just this month so far. Thank you all. I appreciate you. If you've signed up, I hope you find a shed load of value. And I hope you enjoy the next 12 months of access to all this too. Think about, like, close your eyes. Think about how long 12 months is. It's a long ass time that you get access to real-time stock data, to real-time news. Like, oh wow, this news article has a video in it.
A report from the New York Stock Exchange.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. I'm not sure I've ever opened a news article that has a video in it. Oh, SOBR is hitting the scanner again. SOBR is trying to break into highs. Sierra Oscar Bravo Romeo. You're down 5% on SpaceX. Is SpaceX getting railed today? If I could type. SpaceX is down 4% today. Interesting, interesting. Nice green day. Thanks for the company. Thanks for hanging out, my friend. Use it to check volume to float quick sometimes. Save me from a mess. Yeah, dude, it's lovely having this float data in here. This is all direct from Yahoo Finance too, is the API I pull this float data from, and this sector and country data. It's all directly from Yahoo Finance. I say that because float data will be different across different sources. Because float changes, I mean, every time you trade the stock, you change the float a little bit. So the float is like always changing. So it'll always depend on like when's the last time your data source refreshed is like how new the float is. And I think Yahoo is like one of the agreed upon better sources for data like float and stuff like that. It never like really matters though. I'll have people say that like, oh, Trey, my float says that on SOBR says it's like 2.6 mil instead. It's like, okay, but does it really, like, float is never going to fluctuate like that much that it's like, oh, SOBR is either 2 or 50 million. Like, no, it's gonna, no matter when your data source last refreshed, it's gonna have refreshed locally enough that it's gonna give you an idea of what the float is. Like, it's not like like knowing what the exact float is right now is not gonna change anything, right? VEEE reopen, it reopens flat. So this is not one I'd be interested in buying. Like, that is not a dip I would have bought, which is nice to say in hindsight because it would have worked. But because the stock didn't gap up, I wouldn't have been interested in buying it. Just once again, how I handled halts when I used to trade them. I don't trade them anymore, but how I used to handle them. But VEEE, it's flat. I don't like it being flat. You kind of want to see a stock ripping pretty quickly when it comes out of a halt like this. Else you're afraid of that like massive rip down. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. There goes VEEE. Getting the fire emoji now, of course, ripping hard. Hitting the scanner live and in real time. You got first alerted there at 1535. It's already trading almost to 17. A nice 6-7% move for you there directly off the scanner. Of course, you also knew this stock was coming out of its halt because of the halt scanner, right? This is actually, if your goal is to trade volatility, which if you have a small account, it better be, this is super helpful. Because knowing when a stock is going to come out of a halt is like knowing when a stock is going to be volatile. Stock coming out of a halt is like a scheduled volatility event. You know the stock is going to be volatile. I'm not saying you know it's going to go up. Remember, volatility is a double-edged sword. It could easily open and rip down too. That happens too. But yeah. The goal of the scanner is to put you on volatility. That helps a lot. VEEE, nice. High a day break. Got your yellow candle. We'll see. I mean, it's already done a ton is the thing. Even before this yellow candle, it's already made a hell of a move. I don't know if I've published this courtside. I don't know if I've published this high of day entrance strategy yet. It's one I'm still like kind of looking at and testing. If you want to trade like very, very similar to how I'm trading, I would trade the RSI rate of change strategy. It is going to be entering and exiting at very, very similar places. This code is one I'm still kind of looking at. It literally just buys the high a day candle. If the high a day candle trades at least 100,000 shares too. Like it won't buy high of day if the volume is really light, but that's all that strategy is doing. Like that's why I bought this candle here. You didn't get a yellow candle here, but you didn't get a yellow candle because the volume wasn't high enough. It wasn't volume over volume. But It was still heavy, but like, it still traded 300,000 shares. So the strategy still entered there. VEEE, very interesting. Running into 17 now over and over again. So want to break through 17 or what? I also see QTTB hitting the scanner. Things are, I don't know. We're an hour into market open and all of a sudden things are livening up. Like this might be the most interesting part of the morning so far, according to the stock moves. But hey, once again, that's why having a scanner like this is so damn important. So that you always are being made aware of moves when they begin happening like this, as soon as they begin happening. Okay, so VEEE just got a breakthrough 17 and then an immediate like pullback. It's like a very quick fake out through 17, which is a little scary, but thanks for being here today. Every Monday and Friday, yeah, those of you guys that may be new, I do these live streams every single Monday morning and Friday morning. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll have content coming out as well. I post my YouTube videos at 4 p.m. every day. So at market close every day, you will probably have a video from me. So keep an eye on YouTube. Keep an eye on YouTube at market close if you like what I have to say about the stock market. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see the videos on your home screen when you open up YouTube. And I appreciate you all for watching them. Thank you. It's still called proof candles on the website. I'm pretty certain that I updated the thing. If I didn't, maybe actually, you know what? Maybe I never did. Maybe I never went back in and did it. Go do this, courtside, do this. Go to this video where it says follow the yellow. It's like one of my more recent videos. And then there's the share code. It's right there. Actually, you know what? Let me not make you have to run around. I'll just post it in here for you. We're still watching VEEE here. Let me come to the chat here real quick. I'll post this in. Here's your share link for the yellow candles and blue candles if you're interested. Here's your share link for the yellow candle. I muted the tab. What the hell? There you go. That's even easier. I'll just paste it in here for you all to have if you're all interested in these blue and yellow candles. VEEE now falling down really hard. I'm looking to sign up. Is there a YouTube video that explains the scanner? Yes. Also, a recent video I published goes over everything with the scanner. Goes over all the features. Obviously, it goes over all the back-end calculations. This one right here. The real-time stock scanner built for day traders. Best stock scanner 2027. This video right here goes into extreme detail on every part of the stock scanner. All the back-end calculations, how I use it. Like there's even like 20 minutes in this video of like me using the scanner out of market open. So you learn how exactly how I use it, stuff like that. So yeah, go check out this video if you are interested in learning all the back ends of the scanner. All right, boys and girls, I've been sitting here watching VEEE. I wanted to see kind of how this trade played out. It did go ahead and close for a nice win. We are at 10:36. We are 6 minutes past 10:30. Once again, 12 of you have signed up to access the scanner today. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you would like to sign up, go sign up to the annual plan. You can take $100 off. That gives you 12 months of access. Think of just like the moves you've seen today this scanner puts you on. Think of having 12 months of access to finding moves like that every single day. And you can get it all for $300 for your first year if you use discount code SAVE100 at checkout. You simply go to daytradingstrategies.net, click on the green Get Instant Access button. Obviously, if you want to, sign up for the monthly, but if you want the big deal, go sign up for the annual plan here at checkout. You simply click on Have a Coupon, you type in SAVE100, and you get your first year for $300. As soon as you sign up, the instant that you sign up, this purple button at the top of the page turns into Launch Scanner. All you do is you click on this Launch Scanner, and you're taken to the scanner.
ESNL.
That's it. That's the whole setup. That's the whole kit and caboodle. That's the whole shebang. That's the whole other weird old-timey metaphors. I make it as simple as possible. There's no like complex setup. There's nothing to download. There's nothing to adjust. No. Boom, click the button, get taken to the scanner website. It really is that easy. And you have unlimited alerts. I've not set up some kind of program. I've seen scanners that set up like after 300 alerts or whatever, you're done for the day. Nothing like that. The alerts are unlimited. You won't have to pay me another dime for anything. Nothing else you get charged for. All of this is included: the news, the volatility halts, the market replay, the paper trading tool on the market replay, the ability to search through news, all of it comes included. It's all that simple to get set up. And I hope that all of you go ahead and get signed up that are interested in it. Is that all I have to show? Yeah. All right. Courtside, I just posted the link above, my friend. All right, y'all. Thank you all for hanging out. We did hit over 300 viewers today. I love that. I appreciate that. So thank you all very much. You make a streamer very happy. I appreciate you. I will see you all back live on Friday morning. And of course, once again, YouTube content Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday out at market close. As always, I appreciate if you all go watch and like those videos when they are published. Obviously, it helps me out a ton, and I hope I can help you out some along the way as well. VEEE is trying to curl back up, so I don't know, keep an eye here, but I'm going to go ahead and end my stream. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Once again, thank you all very much. For daytradingstrategies.net, this is Trading Stocks signing out. Peace. I liked that sign. It sounded very like a news broker signing out or whatever. All right, y'all. See y'all.